Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Power to Edu. Hello friends, welcome to our next topic. So today we are going to discuss about the number system. So basically we are going to discuss what types of number we have in our math section. So starting with, we have complex numbers. Complex number can be divided into two categories. These are real and imaginary. So the complex number is, that is 1 plus 2 iota. This I is symbolized as iota. So the real part is this and this is the imaginary part. So this can be written as real and imaginary. Today we will discuss the real numbers only. So we have classification of real number. Real number are basically of two types. One is irrational and one is irrational. So rational number can be like the number which can be transformed in p by q, in the form of p by q. That number is known as rational number, and which cannot be transformed into p by q, that number is known as irrational number. So we have this p by q form. If we represent the number, given number, in the form of p by q, then that number can be rational number, and if that cannot be represented in the form of p by q, so that number is known as irrational number. So rational number could be of two types, terminating and reoccurring. Okay, so terminating by means of terminating rational numbers, like we have 10.5 by 2. So if you divide this 10.5 by 2, you will get a fixed number which is 5.25. So this is terminating. So this is end. This end. Now reoccurring. So if you divide 10 by 3, it's a form of p by q, so it's a rational number, and if you divide this 10 by 3, you will get 1.333 and so on. So this is reoccurrence. This is reoccurrence. So this number is known as reoccurring rational number. So moving on to the irrational part, we have root 2, which is like 1.44444, and root 3 is 1.6, and pi is represented by 22 by 7. So this is never ending. This is non-terminating. All these are non-terminating. So the power of e also, these are non-terminating and non-reoccurring. If any number which is non-terminating and non-reoccurring, this number is known as irrational number. Now rational numbers are of two types, integer and non-integers. What are integers number? Integer numbers are basically, if you represent the integer on a number line, if starting from 0 to positive side, that number is positive integer. Any number which is less than 0, these are negative integers. So negative integers are -1, -2, -3, and positive integers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. These are positive integers. Basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are positive integers. Okay. So 0 is non-integer. It is neither positive nor negative. Okay, so now moving on to the non-integer numbers. These are 4.5, 0.1 and 10 by 3. These are the part of rational number only. So this can be represented as non-integers, which cannot be like whole number. They are not whole numbers, so they are non-integers. And the whole numbers are like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. This can be divided into further two types, which is 0 and natural number. 0 is a 0, and natural numbers are which are greater than 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And in natural numbers we have two categories. These are prime and composite. So prime numbers are those which can be divided by themselves and cannot be divided by any other number. Okay. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. These numbers can be divided by themselves and by one only, and they cannot be divided by any other number. So those numbers are known as prime numbers, and composite, which are not prime, they are known as composite numbers. Okay. So we have some key takeaways. One is not prime and not composite. It is neither prime not composite. 2 is the only even prime number. Okay, and we have something important for you. So there are total 15 prime numbers between 1 to 50 and 10 prime numbers between 50 and 100. So there are in total 25 prime numbers between 1 to 100. Okay, and this is the very important point. Many questions are asked on the basis of this. This can be used to solve multiple questions in competitive exams. So any number, any prime number which is greater than 3 can be written in the form of 6k plus 1 and 6k minus 1. For example, you have 17, that can be written as 6 into 3 minus 1. Okay, so k can be any integer. Now we have our next topic, hierarchy of arithmetic operation. This is basically driven by the rule Bodemas. Bodemas, in Bodemas, B is bracket, O is off, D is division, M is multiplication, A is addition and S is subtraction. You will get various questions on this arithmetic operations. You need to calculate the final answer. You need to simplify that. Okay, in brackets we have multiple types of brackets, that is square, curly and square brackets. So for example, we have this question, we need to simplify this question. So which is very simple. First of all, you have to look at the rule. What does it say? Rule is Bodemas. First you need to solve brackets. This is whether it is square bracket or curly bracket. You need to solve that. Okay, so we have bracket. So first we will solve this. This brackets are solved inside out. First you need to solve this, then this, then this. Okay, so first we will solve this, and then we will move on to this. This is next. This is off bracket and this is off. First you need to solve bracket, then you need to take off. So by solving this you will get 19 plus 6, which is 25, and 1 by 2 of 54 is 27. Let me adjust this. Okay, so moving on to the next point. So we have 1 by 2 of 54 is 27 and plus 3. So by doing this calculation, this bracket you need to solve first. This will give you 32. And now 1 by 9 of 32 is 32 by 9, which is the final answer. Now moving on to the next topic, which is very important, which is asked in various competitive exam, will help you to solve various questions. So these are basically the divisibility rule. A number, the question will be like whether this number is divisible by 2, 3, 36, any number will be given, and you will be asked whether this number is divisible by this particular number or not. So we have divisibility rule of 2. So the last digit of any number should be divisible by 2, the last digit, or it should be even. So if the number is even, then the number will be divisible by 2. For example, here 6, so we have 6, we will directly say this number is divisible by 2. Okay, it's very easy. Divisibility by 3. So sum of the digits of the number is a multiple of 3. So if you have, for example, if you have this number and the sum of the digits 3 to 5, 5, 6, 9 and 6, 15. So sum is 15, and this 15 is divisible by 3. So we'll say this number, the whole number, this number which is given number is divisible by 3. So divisibility by 4. Same as divisibility by 2 we have discussed. So the last two digits of the given number should be divisible by 4. Then that number will be divisible by 4. So in this you need to focus on this only. So 16 is divisible by 4. We'll say the number is divisible by 4. So the next point, divisibility by 5. If the last digit of the given number is either 0 or 5, then we will say the number is divisible by 5. So moving on to the next point, the number will be divisible by 6 if any given number is divisible by 2 and 3. You need to apply the divisibility rule of 2 and 3. If that follows, then you will say the number is divisible by 6. For example, 42. So 42 is divisible by 2 as well as 3, and the sum of, as the last digit is even and the sum of the digit is 6, so you will say the number is divisible by 6, as this number is divisible by 2 and 3 both. Similarly, if you see divisibility by 8, the last 3 digit, in case of divisibility by 2, divisibility by 4, divisible by 8, divisibility by 16, you will say the number is divisible by 2, the last digit is divisible by 2. We will say the number is divisible by 4 if last 2 digit is divisible by 4. We will say the number is divisible by 8 if the last 3 digit is divisible by 8. Here you will see 3816, it is divisible by 8, last 3 digit. You need to focus only the last 3 digit, any number which is given. So the length of the number could be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, it could be like so on. You need to focus on the last 3 digit. Okay, so you will see the last, if the last three digit is divisible by 8, then you will say the number is divisible by 8. Moving on to the next, divisibility by 9, same as 3. We said if the number is divisible by, if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, then you will say the number is divisible by 3. And if the sum of the digit is divisible by 9, then we will say the number is divisible by 9. For example, if the sum of the digit is 18 and it is a multiple of 9, or it is divisible by 9, then it will say the number is divisible by 9. Divisibility by 10, very simple. If the last number is 0, then we will say the number is divisible by 10. Divisibility by 11, so this is quite tricky. It's very simple. What does it says? It says if the sum of the digits at alternate places is same or a multiple of 11. So whatever it is written, you just focus on the example. The number is given 785 3 4 5. You need to focus on this alternate digits 5, 3 and 8. I have underlined this 5, 3 and 8. The sum of these 3 digits is 16, and the sum of 7, 5 and 4 is also 16, and the difference between this is 0. Okay, and or it is divisible by 11, or it is a multiple of 11, then we will say the number is divisible by 11. I will repeat, if the sum of the alternate digit is same or they differ by a multiple of 11, then we will say the number is divisible by 11 at alternate places. The sum of digits is 16, and all these places this number is 16. If the difference between them is either 0 or it's a multiple of 11, then we'll say the number is divisible by 11. Okay, so these are the divisibility rule till 11. Further you can correlate. If the number is divisible by 22, if it is number is divisible by 11 and 2 both. Okay, so now I have left some basic points in LCM and HCF when I discuss that. So LCM of fractions, this is basically generally asked in various competitive exam also. So LCM of 3 by 5, 6 by 10 and 9 by 20. The LCM of a fraction is given by LCM of numerator and SCF of denominator. LCM is lowest common multiple. This is 9. 9 is divisible by 3, 6 and 9. So LCM of this will be 9, and highest common factor of this, highest common factor which is 5. So LCM will say 5. Okay. Moving on to this SCF, highest common factor of a numerator. So SCF of this fraction is SCF of numerator, highest common factor which is common, highest common factor, and the LCM of the denominator. Okay, the number this is should be divided by 5, 10 and 20 both, so this will give you the LCM 20. Okay, and the highest common factor is 3, so SCF of above, SCF of numerator and LCM of denominator will give you the SCF of these fractions. One mistake here, LCM of numerator is 3, LCM of numerator 3, 6, 9, 5, 10, 20. LCM of numerator and SCF of denominator. SCF will be 5 only, and the LCM will be 18. It is mentioned wrong. Let me correct this. This is 18. Okay, 18 by 5. Thank you guys, thank you for watching. I hope you like it. If you like it, please like, subscribe and share. It will motivate me to create more videos or upload more videos. Thank you so much guys. Have a nice day.